Hi guys, this is Gordon Hanks with Team Hanks at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services. We're your family of realtors to Douglas County and Greater Oregon. And today I'm going to share with you 5 things to know when you go show REO. 5 things, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. For those of you who don't know, REO stands for real estate owned. This is a very old term that essentially means bank-owned properties. So today we're going to talk about 5 things you need to know before you go see a bank-owned property. Now, you may not realize it, but some of the properties bank-owned are extremely nice. There's also the bank-owned properties that are completely on the opposite end of the spectrum. They're not so nice. Now, you can usually buy a bank-owned property for a discounted price as far as the market goes. So a lot of people are interested but don't know that buying a real estate owned property can be considerably different than buying a property from Joe Blow across town. Firstly, you have to realize that the guy selling this home has never seen it. He probably lives in Texas or New York and has no idea what the condition of the home is in. No idea if it's safe or not. And that brings me to my very first point. When you go see a bank-owned property, number 1, leave the kids at home. I remember walking across the yard in one of the bank-owned properties I represented some years back, and the grass was high. It was an early spring, beautiful day, so I'm walking out of the yard, and all of a sudden I fell into a hole and twisted my ankle. I needed help getting back to my truck. If you have kids, they might get hurt, or you might be so distracted by the kids that you might get hurt. So leave the kids at home when you see these properties for the first time. Number 2, some people think that paying with cash gives them an advantage, but cash versus loan does not typically seem to matter in REO. What matters to the bank selling these properties is the bottom line. Now, you have to realize that at the end of the day, the bank's going to get cash no matter what. Now, you might find some advantage since cash deal can be completed faster than a loan, but typically speaking, loan versus cash are on equal terms. Number 3, some agents prefer not even to deal with bank-owned properties. They flatly will try to talk you out of going to see them. Don't let this happen. There are some really good deals in bank-owned properties. So don't let the agents try to talk you out of going to see it just because he thinks it's too much work. Number 4, make sure that you lock the property up when you leave. Imagine walking into a house and as soon as you turn the corner, you walk smack dab into the business end of a pistol. It happens. And the last thing we need to do is get somebody hurt as a result of not locking the door. And the last thing, number 5, make sure the agent reads the MLS instructions before he goes to the property. 3 times this past week alone, I've had an agent call me from the doorstep of a listing. The listing had special showing instructions, and I'm contracted to uphold those. In this particular instance, there was a paperwork that needed to be filled out before the buying agent and his buyer could go into the property. The buyer's agent didn't read the instructions and called me from the doorstep because he and his client can't enter the property without a code. Now, I won't give the code to them because they didn't send me those papers. Read the MLS directions always. So there you go. There's your 5 things to know before you go show REO. If you've got any other questions, just drop them in the comments section and I'll get back to you. We are always glad to help. So that's it. Now, there's some great buys in the bank-owned market, but it's different from everyday regular real estate transactions. There's a lot of things you can do to minimize your risk when you're purchasing a home. If you'd like more information, just message me and I'll get back to you. Please drop a comment so that I know that you were here, and take care, everybody. Blessings. Bye.